My name is Mike Iaconelli. I'm a Major League Fishing World Championship competitor. You know, I grew up in a city environment. I grew up in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. When I was 6, I moved to a suburb in New Jersey. And where I grew up wasn't necessarily the hotbed of fishing, but my family got me involved in the sport when I was very young. Some of my first memories fishing take place in Philadelphia in a small creek called Wissahickon Creek. It was a big hobby of mine, and up until I was around 11 or 12, it was a hobby for just fishing in general, catching anything that swims. There's something pulling back. And then when I was 11 or 12, I caught my first bass on an artificial lure. I remember the bait. It was a 9S Rapala floating minnow. It threw it out there. I didn't know what I was doing with it, and this 3-pounder came up and ate it. From the minute that I got that bite till I landed that fish, it was the most exciting 30 seconds I've ever had in fishing, and I was hooked. It wasn't until college that I really started competing, and I joined my first bass club my freshman year of college. And then my sophomore year, I started fishing as a co-angler. And that's the very basic next step for a guy that's interested in competing. And you know, I started fishing in the back of the boat. And after 3 or 4 events, I started having a little bit of success, and I eventually won a Pro-Am. And first place on the amateur side in that event was a fully rigged bass boat. You know, that was a defining moment for me, because at that point, you know, not only did I say to myself, man, this is something I want to do for a living, but also now I had a boat and had the ability to get to the next level. You know, through my junior and senior year, I fished at a regional level through grassroots programs like the Federation. And when I graduated, you know, it's still more of a dream, but I gave myself a little timeline of about 3 or 4 years to try to qualify for the Pro Tour. I did that, and in 1999, I qualified to fish the Bassmaster circuit. And you know, even then, it was still more like a dream. My second tournament as a pro, I won. It was the 1999 Lake Champlain event. And in that event, I beat my hero of the sport, Rick Clunn. He came in second. And you know, for me, that was really the time where I said, this is what I want to do the rest of my life. Here I am, you know, 19 years later, still getting to compete. And now I'm competing in really the biggest circuit in the world, the most talented guys in the world, here at Major League Fishing. Last year, I got to win my first Major League Fishing event, and really that was the exclamation point on my career, and I'm also a Major League Fishing champion now. You know, my career, when I look back on it, a lot of ups and downs, like everything in life. Not everything was great, but at the end of the day, I'm doing something I love to do and I'm passionate about. And the most important part of everything that I've had in my career is going back to when I was a kid, and how important that was for my family, for my uncle and my grandfather, to take me fishing. Even though I was a city kid, take me fishing as a kid, and they really changed my life. I urge everybody watching this to take a kid fishing. We started a foundation a few years back called the Ike Foundation, and you know, our motto is to get more kids involved in the sport. And if you know a kid, you know, a neighbor, a cousin, a friend of a friend that's never experienced it, take them out, put a rod and reel in their hand, let them cast, let them fight a fish, and you'll really change their life forever.